Hello, friends. Today I want to talk to you about how to complete your weaving project. You have two sheets of paper uh, that you've created, one with cool colors and one with warm colors. You've also drawn on the back of your warp, the paper that you're going to use to weave into, um, more or less your loom. So you have up here the top and do not cut past this line. And then you have these vertical lines that you drew with your ruler. Most of you have these cut already, just to the top of this line. So just make sure you have that done before you get started, all right? Having all of these lines cut. Take your time and make sure you use good craftsmanship when you do that. So friends, this is your warp. This is the portion of your loom that you are weaving into. This paper, my warm colored paper, is called my weft, or the paper that I'm going to weave into my warp. So on the back of my weft, I also have lines that I drew with my ruler so that I can cut them out in a minute. Now, I am not going to cut all of these out until I need them. Keeping your paper in whole until you need to use your paper strips is a smart way to store them so they don't get lost. So please don't cut all of these out at once. I'm just going to cut out a couple at a time. So I'm just going to take my time here and cut out a couple of strips and show you how to go about this process. Now, one nice thing there's many nice things about weaving. This also translates into using yarn. Eventually, we're going to use yarn to weave, but today we're using paper. But as I was saying, you can create a lot of different patterns with your weaving. If you see this one is just warm color, cool color, warm color, cool color, and so on and so forth. This is called an A-B pattern when it rotates regularly back and forth. So that's what I'm following here on this particular weaving. But you could also do something called an AABB pattern, which we'll talk about in just a minute. So you can see how I have this one started, and I'm just going to finish it real quick. So since I went under here, I have to go over this strip. I'm going to go under this strip, over, under, over, and under. All right. When I get to the end, I like to take my glue and just give a little dot here and dot here. Now, in order to get started, I do something very similar. So this one is over. So that means this one has to start under. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little dot of glue to this part of my weft here, and that'll stick on. And so now I'll continue. This is under, this is over, under, over, and so forth. Now, if I wanted to do an AABB pattern, it would look something like this. If I'm starting under, I go under, under, and then over, over, and then under, under, and then over, over, and then under, under. And again, I would glue that. But since I started with an AB pattern, I'm going to continue with that. So, but that is just another way you can go about it. Mr. Luke is going to come around and make sure, as you're weaving, that you are following your pattern. The thing is with weaving, if you just kind of go at it all willy-nilly and just do whatever way you want, you would end up with big holes in your fabric. And I know this is not fabric, but we're kind of treating it that way. So I'm going to continue to follow my pattern here. And if I look up, that's my if I look up at the line above it, that is a good indicator of whether or not I'm doing this correctly, because it should be the opposite. And now I'm at the end. Friends, you want to make sure that you are pushing your weft up to the next layer. If you just leave it kind of here and you don't push it up, then again, you're going to end up with big holes in your weaving. All right. So before you glue anything down, make sure that you really have put this line of paper snug to the one above it, so that you have a nice holeless weaving. All right. Again, I'm going to put glue here, and I'm going to give that a little massage in order for it to grab, hold, and start on my next line. Here I have a little bit of glue. All right. I'm making sure that it's snug to the one above it. I'm giving it a little massage here, and I have to start on top. So over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under, over, and under. All right, just double check, make sure everything looks okay. Another way to look and make sure everything is okay is that you're going to have kind of like these diagonals that are going through. All right. And if you don't have those diagonals, you know that there's something wrong somewhere. And it's not a big deal. You just have to go back and fix it. A little bit of glue. Now you see these little strips hanging off the end here. You are not going to cut those yet. All right. We're just going to leave those for now, because we might use them to tuck under or something to secure our weaving a little bit better. But so for now, leave those where they are. Okay. So remember, don't cut all your strips at once, just cut like 2 or 3 at a time. Remember, when you start your pattern, to keep following your pattern, all right? And you'll end up with a really beautiful, beautiful piece of art. Thank you. Have a great day, and I'll see you next week. Bye.